What do you see in your habitats? A lot of people see a lot of turmoil, chaos, anxiety, desperation, but that is only the surroundings, the habitat. If you live from your habitat and your surroundings, then you will feel it and it's like, wow, I'm stressed. What to do? The future look dark. But the future is actually amazing. What we are going against is heaven on earth. And I already live heaven on earth. I teach other people to live heaven on earth through my program Divinima Reset, because I reset people so they come to their soul essence and they know who they are. They know that they had a plan before they incarnated in form, and they intertwine their lives as I have done. I have been a doctor, a shaman, a priest in earlier life and also in future life. So I take wisdom from past and future and bring it into the now. Because what I always have is the now, Even though it's turmoil, it's war, it is chaos around me, I know who I am in essence. I know my past life, my future life, and being a shaman in Guatemala, I travel in dimension a lot. So I like to travel in dimension. This is one of my speciality. And my future life, I am a female doctor, and I have break grounding news about the future medicine. But the most important future medicine is already here. It is inside of us. We are creator of our own universe. Every human being are their own holographic universe. All part of us are communicating with other parts. Quantum physics and quantum mechanics show us this. So science are now merging with spirituality, where we see that everything is creating from within. Quantum reality means that we cannot observe from the outside and in, because we create from the inside and out. We haven't thought about this observer perspective, because particles behave differently if we observe them or not. So it's about wave. And my specialty is not to explain this in detail. I just use this knowledge. I use it to travel in dimension. And dimension is like different realities. We as humans can create so many different realities. And I have been in so many dimensions in the dark creation. When I was through the dark night of the soul and also wished to meet my son that committed suicide in 2015, some months after I wanted to experience how his last 24 hours was. That was I wanted to experience that, and I said, please let me experience what my son Alexander went through 24 hours before he commits suicide. And then some months after, I got food poison, and when you get food poison, you go very low in frequency. So I was very dark and had a lot of pain, and in this pain for 24 hours, I wanted to commit suicide. I didn't want to live, and it was wow, I was so totally in this bubble for 24 hours, and it was wow. So that's how the universe kind of put me into the dimension. I said, I want to experience this. And my leading star has been Grace, and Grace have kind of guided me. So in 2023, I had very many deep experiences because then I embody the feminine. Jesus has been my guide since a long ago, but I didn't see it. First time I saw it was in January 2015, and it was when he came and said, why are you my guide? Because I was an atheist, so I felt all the condemning and all our thoughts about Christianity. So when meeting Jesus and God told me, the highest source told me, you have the same path as Jesus, I said, I didn't understand what it meant, but now I understand. So I am the path. I am the truth. I am life. So I now live from the same state as Jesus. And in 2023, this was another step, because Jesus said, what I do, you can do, and much more. So I have, since 2023, tuned into and much more. Because being a woman, we birth new realities. So I birth new realities, and it's easy to birth new reality where I'm here, because here I live without time and space. Mother Earth, I don't understand why Mother Earth have this different places on Mother Earth that you can really go beyond time and space. And I know that now I started to take another road, but I was supposed to talk about my Jesus that guide me. And when I came to the 2023, the feminine came over me, and I had a feminine remembrance taking over me. And it happened when I was at the graveyard with my son. So this was 4th of July or 2nd of July. I'm not sure, because he committed suicide 2nd of July and he had birthday 4th of July. So both these dates, I'm not sure if it was the 2nd or the 4th. I have to go and check in my diary. I live beyond time, so I don't remember always the exact date. But it was in 2023. I was at the graveyard, and then something happened. It's like, what's happening? And then I said, okay. And then I closed my eyes. I went to my car after being at the graveyard for an hour. And then I saw Mary Magdalene and Mother Teresa, and I felt they taking over my body. The feminist, like, okay, just surrender. So what the answer to me was, surrender, surrender. And I sat in my car, which stood next to the graveyard, and just surrender, surrender. So, wow, what is happening? And 2 weeks later, I was in Gotland, Sweden, and there I went to a church, Whispy Church. I had never been to Gotland before. It's the neighbor country, Sweden. And then I closed my eyes, and my guide put a crown on my head, like a, what we call it, it's like a gold crown on. It's like, why am I putting this crown? It was like, yes, now you kind of embody the feminine. So I'm putting this crown. And a month later, I went to England, Glastonbury, and there I met some friends, and I also had a week course. And in this course, a friend of me, Santari, he sing essence into being. He have seen that voice and music can, the vibration, if you are high in vibration yourself, you can help others to integrate their new essence. And I was in the integrating of my new feminine essence. So he started to sing, and I went out of my physical form, and I went into another reality, and I was put into a sarcophagus. And I had never heard the word sarcophagus. I just saw that I was laid down in a white coffin, and I was in heaven. And I had all the knowledge in the universe, everything. I could hear everything, I could sense everything, I was everything. So I felt like I was a god in a white sarcophagus, having access to everything I wanted. And it was like, wow. And it was so royal. And I was in heaven on earth. And it's like, wow. And then I was asked to take the name Divine. And my first response, so after I came out, it was I was invited to take the name Divine, because now I really had stepped up. And I thought, wow, my head started to go into and try to analyze taking Divine. I couldn't take the name Divine. It's like when I thought with my small mind. And then it was said, well, we have free will, you have a choice, but you are invited to really step up and do what your soul had planned. And my name was Nordberg, and I was very attached to my grandmother in particular, because her name was Nordberg. She was my big god when I was a kid, when I was a child. And then it was so, but her name wasn't Nordberg before she met her husband. He was the Nordberg. So you see, this is just a label that we put on in physical form. So And then I said, okay, I understand. I will take the name divine if it's supposed to be, because I thought that maybe it will be hard to get it in Norway, and it was. I apply immediately the same evening. Actually, I say, okay, if I'm supposed to do it, I have to have it legal. And then, because I told Santari that, and Santari said, but why do you need someone to say that it's legal? You just take it. And I said, no, if I am supposed to carry the name Divine, and this is for me, I have to have it legal. So I apply, and some week after, they said, you cannot have Divine, that's not the name. And I said, okay, guys, you guide me. And they said, do like this. So I sent some documentation that Divine was actually a name, and did what I was guided. And then the day after, your name is Ann-Peggy Hjerte Divine. So me taking the name Divine, it was the feminine aspect of me. Even though divine isn't a feminine, it is masculine and feminine. But if we go back, the feminine creation actually holds both the masculine and the feminine. And I know this is a paradox, because we don't have name and labels cannot explain fully everything, because it is a vibration. Everything is resonance and vibration. And this new human, as we are already invited into, then we don't need so much words. We will use symbols. We will go from the literal word to a symbolic word. And then we will make symbols, and we feel the vibration, because it is resonance. So we will start to communicate in resonance. So the new language that we will create on Mother Earth are with symbols, and it is in resonance. And so we will connect with people in resonance. And I already do that, because I have Divine Mass and Divine Design podcast. And people come to me that already live from their divine design. They are in vibration of what I am doing. So we are doing it together. So I already live as the new human. That's why I can help other people to come to their transformation, stepping up to being a new human. And our children are already born with this, so they don't need to go to this transformation. But the most supportive thing for us as parents are to transform, so that we can become more in vibration with the new. Because when we are more in vibration with the new, then we help our children and grandchildren and the future of ourselves, because it is the future of ourselves. So we don't only help our children. Very often, from the soul perspective, we choose to be our kids' grandchildren. So we incarnate in the same family. So when we as adults really step up and hold the room for our children, that helps us in the next stage, because we come as their grandchildren. So very often we have spoken about, well, we have enemies in other universes. No, we have not. And the future and the past are not our enemies. It is aspect of ourself. The creation we have access to, it's wow. We speak about terrestrial, extraterrestrial, and a lot of creation, but it is our source creating this. And the source of us, most other universe, they know their essence. We know our essence. So what is special about Mother Earth, it has been special about Mother Earth, is that we have been in the forgetness. We don't remember who we are. But the new human that we are now birthing into being, they remember who they are. So we are tuning ourselves into the extraterrestrial and other universes that already know that they are source. They are the biggest creation that want to experience different forms and different universes. So this is kind of really a celebration time. We celebrate, now we are really stepping up after years in the dark age. We have been so long in the dark age, and now we know that we come to the remembrance of our essence, and then we will create heaven on earth. So the heaven on earth project has already started. And when I lived in Guatemala in the beginning of the 1600s, I chose deliberately, because I travel in dimension. I wanted to be in physical form in this life. And I was a man in that life, and I wanted to be a female because I saw what my wife did. My wife held the medicine. She was the wisdom keeper. She was my guide. So I did all the priest thing and the shaman thing, and I travel in dimension. But my wife had another dimension that was hard for me because I was a man. So I chose to incarnate in this time as a woman to really feel and birth child. I have birthed 5 children this life, and so it is another experience. It's not better, it's not worse, but it's another experience. And being a female and integrating this deep wisdom, the feminine wisdom, it is kind of merging Mother Earth and merging the divine. So it is balance between, like a tree. We are like a tree. For the female, it's easy to be like a tree because we have to have our roots deeply into Mother Earth, and also our branches stretch up into the universe. And then we can birth whatever we want because we have the light source and we have our deep roots. So we are birthing new universes. And we are more and more people stepping up to birthing this new universe. So it is such a gift being on Mother Earth now. Wow. Yeah. And we really can travel in dimension, and we can create whatever we want. The free will, wow, what you can do with your free will, you can do everything. The biggest gift you have is your free will. But I would suggest that you align your free will with your source alignment, with your biggest divine light. Because when in 2016, I asked to meet my son in physical form. He's born again. But I didn't know what, because I asked for this from I was so sad. I was so deep in my grief. So the only thing I could see was, I need you in physical form. So I was very dense in my energy. And I will meet him in physical form. I have spoken to his new biological mother, but he doesn't live with his new biological mother because he has incarnated in new form with another soul. And they have taken a deep journey. So I will meet him when he is teenager. But what I saw after I wanted to meet him in physical form, it's like, wow, I wouldn't wish for him to have chosen this hard life. But that is also from a programmed mind. He wanted to do it. He wanted to grow through it. We choose experience us on Mother Earth habitat to grow through. And they are 2 souls. Both of them committed suicide that chose one body to grow through. And I have learned a lot through my son. He held my hand when I was in the deepest grief, and we communicated a lot. And now we will learn in another form, because he is not my child, but he is another person's child, and I will meet him when he is teenager, and he will learn me a lot. So this creation on Mother Earth, it is multidimensional. But the most important is that we in ourselves has to come to the place where we not judge. We know that we are all source creators, and we want to create heaven on earth. We want to bring our gifts into Mother Earth. This is a kind of a playground. It is the earth playground, but we want to project the divinity game into Mother Earth, not the human game. The human game are so afraid. It's always in survival, and afraid, and it's so much in the mental mind. If we go open our heart and let the divine come through us, then we emanate and create heaven on earth, because then we are deeply rooted into Mother Earth at the same time as we have opened to the divine essence of us. I wish you all the best. From the divine in me to the divine in you. Namaste.